Hello, people of the internet. We have another copr issue for today. So, I don't know if you know this feature, but in copr, you have a full SSH access to the copr builders. Well, not to all of them, obviously, and not even to yours unless you specifically request it, but if your build fails and you want to debug it directly on the copr-builder VMs, then you can simply resubmit your build and allow SSH access to the builder, and then you pass your SSH key, public key, to the form on the copr website, and once the machine boots and starts building your build, then the SSH key is copied there and you can simply SSH as root on the machine. I think it's pretty cool, and I have never seen anything like this in any other build system, so it's really cool. Once you SSH to the machine, you get instructions that you shouldn't use this in a way it's not intended and so on, and you get an information that the builder is going to be available for, I don't remember the time, maybe it's a day, maybe it's the timeout that you specify when submitting the build. That's not relevant right now, but it's available for some period of time, and if you want to, you can prolong it up to 48 hours. So you can see all the things that you can do when you run the copr-builder command and help, and there is a copr-builder prolong --days command to prolong the builder. Anyway, we have an issue which causes the copr-builder prolong command to traceback. This is 100% reproducible. I'm not sure when exactly this started happening. I suspect this is related to copr moving away from the old way how we build our builder images to bootsy and image builder way to build our images. There are slight discrepancies, sometimes slight, sometimes large discrepancies of how bootsy VMs look like and the standard one looks like. So maybe that's what caused the problem. I'm not sure. So we can probably just try this. Now, let's try this in my containerized Docker environment and see, because I'm curious if it will trace back even there. If yes, it will be much easier to debug. So if we take the command, wow, okay. So I think this should work in the Dockerized environment, because why not? So that's good. Actually, I originally thought that we will have to SSH on the builder machine, run the command there, and debug it there, which would suck because we would probably have to do a lot of debugging or development over SSH, and then somehow get the code back to our code base. But since it's locally reproducible, that will be really good. I have notes how to run our code locally. So yeah, let's take this and run, because the copr-builder command that we ran was from an installed package, and I want to run it directly from our main branch so that we can easily see changes. Here it will be rpm build and bin, probably copr-builder, yes, prolong rs2. Now it works. That's weird. But this doesn't. Okay. So what's in our main branch right now? I have because I have this. Okay, reproducible even here. So I need to how do you say I have to confess to something. The reason why I took this issue for today and not for next week is that I already spent some time debugging this because I tried to provide workaround to the person who reported it. Unfortunately, I didn't succeed finding the workaround for him. I think maybe I kind of did, but I was probably close, but he said it didn't help, so that's a shame. Anyway, so that's why I already had some modifications related to that code. So let's dive in. We have a copr-builder, and it fails on 154. So this is our traceback, and if we put our debugger here, what we can see some of the show expiration is none, and of course time delta is date time, right? So why is this expiration none? We try to open, we are back in the code that I tried to work around. We try to open a file. If it doesn't exist, we return none, which is probably stupid because none cannot be compared with the thing. So it would probably be better if we returned something like I don't know, 0 maybe, or maybe erase a traceback, maybe erase an exception and catch it in the main function. I'm not sure, but this one is bad. We try to open the file, and if it doesn't exist, we fail. So why the file doesn't exist? This is user SSH expiration path, and it is defined like this. So Does this exist? No. Who is responsible for creating this? So in this, let's grab this through our code base. So background worker build maybe sets the expiration. This only defines it. Builder opens it for writing, actually, writing. Reading, and this is the import. So copr-builder actually may have it. So why didn't we? Oh, maybe I was searching correctly. So this is the prolong one. Release. Yes, yes. So this isn't who creates it. So maybe it will be the copr backend background worker build. Background worker build, not the test but the code. So commands set expiration and get expiration. Search for set expiration. Set default expiration. Setup for user SSH. Okay, so if the job has SSH public keys, we allocate this SSH connection. This is normal, but then we set the default expiration and deploy the SSH keys. Okay. This is actually who is responsible for creating that file then. And this only affects copr-builder show command to print unknown remaining time. It won't affect the sure, because the ultimately the one responsible for terminating the builder is backend, not the builder itself. So the backend doesn't really care if the file doesn't exist. It will terminate it. Because otherwise it would be really easy to hack the system and just create any, like, expire in the year 3000 and on the builder, and then we would just, you know, respect it and never terminate the builder. That's stupid. Builder needs to be responsible. Anyway, this is completely unrelated. So it is possible that the builder that I was debugging had actually this in the logs. Now, I don't remember the build number, but so I need to check my internal messages and figure out the link. So give me a second. We had the discussion very recently. Okay, so this is the build that failed. Do we have in the log? Let's download the log so that failed SSH backend log, just in case, because copr will remove the log after some time. So there is no error related to it. Do we have something like deployed SSH? Okay. So the log says it's allocating root SSH to the builder. The expiration time was set. So the time was actually set. What does that mean practically? The expiration time was set. So we are in this function. This never happens. So we actually ran this command. We actually ran this command and got all the way here. So the file needs to exist. It's not. This is weird. We don't see the command here actually. So let's try to actually do it ourselves. So we have copr website. My typical debugging project is called frostix-foo, and we need to submit something that fails, but it can't fail while building the source RPM. So maybe we will do it differently, because this is not completely trivial to fake. Copr, I will have to put some fail in checks or in check phase or something like that. Let's do copr pull requests. There will be a lot of failed builds for sure. So maybe we can reproduce something like this, but one last attempt, something in my personal project would be better, so that we don't spam the whole team with broken builds. Yeah, I actually have my frostix/copr project. There will be some failures too. Okay, hopefully we can resubmit and allow SSH. See, let's specify only one chroot, and we need to put our public SSH key here. So my SSH keys, this is my public SSH key. And we are building. So once this fails, let me check the calendar, by the way. Okay, so we have a lot of time. Once this fails, we will SSH to the builder and see the files, and we can probably SSH right now because see, deployed SSH key for Frostix. The owner of this build, which is me, can SSH to the builder using this. So let's do this. Yes. And we are here. You can see all the instructions here and so on if you are interested in this feature. Now the file in question was this one. So does this exist? It does exist. ls la. Okay, we have this file. Now, is it possible it gets deleted once the build actually finishes? That would be a stupid bug, but Copr frontend is not a big package by any means, so it will definitely finish within, I don't know, 2 minutes at to another minutes tops. So I don't want to do anything right now because I want to see if once this finishes, if I want to see if once that happens, if the file actually gets removed. There will be one way that we would go. Another is that maybe, I don't know, running the prolonging command for the first time breaks it or something like that, or maybe some other subcommand. So I don't want to try anything while this is happening and get false positive results. So let's just wait. Oh, by the way, maybe we are waiting incorrectly because this will be running for a long time. Yes, this actually finished already. It's just running because the builder is running because we have the SSH access to it reserved for another many hours. So that's the reason I didn't think about it. So no clue why this happens. Is this the reason why the original build failed? This was resubmitted from this, but we will probably don't have the logs because it's too old. Fuck. Anyway, let's not try to solve this one too. Let's focus on the traceback that we wanted. So, okay, so see, we are keeping the builder alive and we are checking for cancel requests. So this builder will run until its expiration. Now, if we run this again, the file still exists. So, what if I want to run something like there should be copr-builder show, I think. Why I don't see it in the help? Maybe I'm just blind. Anyway, copr-builder show. Okay, so remaining time of the machine. This is still running. Is this still running? I don't see it. So that was the last known, probably not the currently running. If we grab the number, yes, this is already dead. Okay, we did show a few times. Let's try to, yeah, this of course. So if I, for example, change the user for mock, there is some user, etc pass the, oh, we don't have vim, so only vi. So there is mock builder. Okay, it's not mock, it's mock builder. So mock builder, can I copr-builder? And can I copr-builder show? I can. Can I copr-builder prolong hours too? But the limit is, okay, so I can run the command. If I think if I try to run the command again but as root, will we get the same? Yes. So this was a you wanted, but the limit is, yeah, this was a false error because it just didn't have the user permissions on the file, because yeah, I was stupid when I was implementing, that's it. So now we prolonged. Can we still show? Show. We still can show, and we actually prolonged. Okay. Can we prolong by another 2? We can. And we show, and we prolonged actually. So the file is there, and we can work with it. So what the hell? This is weird. Now, I can definitely remember this was reproducible. This wasn't reproducible. I made a mistake when reproducing it because I didn't realize back then that that this file is created by backend. So when I was trying to reproduce it, I actually just SSH'd into the builder machine and tried the prolong command, but it wasn't a builder created with the intention of being an SSH builder, because and the reason it was a normal builder. And the reason why I could SSH to it was because I SSH'd as an admin to the copr backend machine and then SSH'd through that to the builder. So I did that as an admin, not as a user using the SSH feature. So the builder didn't have the file, but we now know why, because you probably know what I want to say, but let me show it. Because this didn't happen. This is a backend code, so that makes sense. What doesn't make sense at all is how did the builder break for the original this, because the person couldn't like accidentally SSH there through like the user couldn't accidentally get to the builder without actually using the feature properly. So but we don't see anything probably. The owner of the build can connect using so what other places this path is used? We discussed prolonging, releasing, showing. This is import. So the person didn't release because that would first of all just set a 0 there, and second of all it would get terminated. So no. Could a prolong go wrong? Probably not. No. No. Yeah, see, releasing just writes 0 there, not remove the file, so that's out of the picture. So can it be something on the backend instance? Can this somehow not create the file without erroring? This is only cat, so this is definitely out of the picture. So maybe let's see the cat one. Yeah, this is only a cat command. Like there is no way. So the only thing that I can think of is that this command is run and it doesn't actually return an error return code, because RC return code is not a 0. So if the code is 1, then we write this to the log. We didn't. So can the command be ran, fail, and still return non-zero? That's weird, but let's try it here. If we put this, also, do we run the command on the builder as a root? I think so, yes. So echo 1, 2, 3, 4, because it's some float number. To is it var run? I always remember it's only run. Run copr-builder dash debug. So it created, right? What if this directory didn't exist at that point yet? So if we do run 2, for example, it fails and we have 1. So this couldn't be the case. So what if the run actually is some... Can the run directory be mounted later than we actually create the file, than us creating the file? No. So run, what's run? It's tmpfs. So is it somehow mounted in fstab or something? No. I know nothing of how a run is mounted. By the way, is it a fuckery of my of bootc, or is it everywhere like this? fstab. This is my system. So the run isn't mentioned here either. Okay. If we do fedora/run, do we find something? Run file system. If we search for Fedora tmpfs, can we do man run? Let's ask ChatGPT. Are there any special for run directory on Fedora or other Linux distributions? I know I wrote a typo there. Okay, we know all of this, sure. The life cycle is what I was interested in. Is stored in RAM, sure, we know that. And is wiped on reboot, sure, we know that. Sure, we know that. Yes, all packages, for example, in Fedora that need to have some stuff in run directory or other need to like provide this kind of files, and they are, I don't like writing them. The syntax is not ideal. Anyway. is owned by root. Of course, we know that. Fedora specifics. No. This is. Can they be removed? Be automatically without reboot? This is when the user logs in and when the user logs out, but this shouldn't be related to SSH, right? So we can test that if we have the file, we close. Let's wait a couple seconds. Let's SSH back and ls, it exists. This doesn't involve SSH. And this is run a user also. Is enabled. No. Systemd tmp files clean periodically by a timer. Okay, so if we run this command and now ls, the file is still there. And can we show and can we prolong? We can. Yeah, this is the syntax I was talking about. Service type directories. No. If you manually touch, yes, we know that. So, can you, is there some source linked? I don't know where GPT does that. Anyway, can you point me to an official Fedora page explaining this? Probably. TMP files configurations. This is packaging guidelines. We don't want this. Upstream related, okay. But this is still packaging TMP files. This is useless. By the way, no. So what now? It doesn't seem to be related to it being on the run directory either. So what happens if I reboot the machine? But no, the original reporter didn't reboot the machine because the build was running for at least 24 hours. The original build, not the reproduced build. That means he didn't reboot. So I'm so confused. other ideas do we have? So I'm thinking when I started this, the builder was supposed to, when we did show, it was originally 2 hours, but the builder of the person was running at least a day. So either he prolonged few times or the system works that the wait is after the build is finished. So let's check when the let's check when the wait starts. This will be something like cap expiration, probably. Builder expiration. Keep alive for user SSH. This will be the function, probably. And here is the loop. Keeping builder alive. For how long? If cancelled, we break. If expiration, builder expiration, or max limit, neither of those were in his log. Yes, this happened, but the max limit. Interesting. But it seems it happens after the build is basically finished, or no? Starting build, checking here. Keeping the builder alive. Expression change. Okay, so first of all, this happens after the build is finished. But timeout that build cancelled. Yeah, here is download results. So this is definitely after the build is finished. So I don't get it. I don't fucking get it at all. I will probably have to get in touch with the person and ask him some additional questions about what exactly he did, because it doesn't make any sense to me. Let me check Let me check my messages again to see what he said. I cannot prolong the machine time anymore. So I'm completely wrong, and we are debugging an error that is not an error, but my own stupidity, and therefore we are done, and I will close the ticket. So basically what happened is that the person tried to prolong the builder, and he prolonged the builder to the maximum, and he couldn't prolong any longer. But then I came in and was confused because the builder because the maximum is 48 hours, and I think it was less in the case of that build. We will check that. So I suggested, did you try copr-builder prolong? And when testing it on a staging machine, on a builder that wasn't spawned as a user SSH builder, I tried the command, and once I did, it tracebacked on me, and therefore I was like, oh fuck, it tracebacks, and tried to figure out some weird way how to work around it for the person. But actually he only basically wanted an exception done on a copr backend that wouldn't kill his project after his build after 2 days. So I'm so sorry about how this went to the person. Of course, the debugging session now was fun, I would say. Also frustrating. We will catch that traceback so that this doesn't happen again in the future. So let's go to copr. I'm in copr session. Let's go to 5. This is our local builder, and this tracebacks. So breakpoint. We actually want to, where do we want to catch that? Somebody show expiration. So I think we will simply expiration equals this. If expiration, if not expiration, then print and sys exit 1 cannot find the builder expiration. Print the file probably doesn't exist. The file in question is, you know which one it is, and we searched for it probably 1,000 times. It's this one. Yes, so we can use we have the user SSH expiration path. We have it here, so we can put it here. Print if you are a copr user, please report this issue. If you are a copr admin, make sure make sure be aware that this feature, this command works only on on builders with user SSH access. This should be good enough. Now we probably need to reformat the error. So what if we do just one print and I don't know, do something like this. Doesn't exist. If you are please report if this. Be aware that this command, let's wrap it here like this, and we need to format it so like this, and this should end the print statement, right? Or not? Comma here. What's wrong? Unmatched. So am I blind? Ah, there was a second one. Okay. And of course not comma here. So this the file probably doesn't exist. If you are a copr user, please report this issue. If you are a copr admin, be aware that this command works only on do it better. This command only works on builders. So this would be good. This would be good. Let's commit this. We are on main git stash, git pull, rebase, git checkout b copr-builder prolong, git stash pop, and let's commit this. So this is some debugging of a different thing I'm working on. Copr-builder. This is a debugging issue or a workaround as well. This is the actual command. So RPM build, don't trace back on builders without SSH access, user SSH access C. Oh fudge, I will have to cut this out because I just leaked an internal message. Genius me. Now, where is my, this is the issue. So I want to link this. Maybe a little bit of commentary. Wild goose chase is the right idiom, right? I went on a wild goose chase trying to figure out why the copr-builder prolong command tracebacks in production, tracebacks but then I figured it works perfectly fine. I was just testing on a regular builders, not builders provisioned with a user SSH access enabled. Let's link this. So catching the traceback to not confuse any other poor soul. Do I write poor correctly? I do, right? Yep. Okay. And before pushing this, I wanted to... Okay, there is no typo. Yeah, this looks good. This looks good. Okay. So, is this the end of our fun here? On builders, yep. So and we will also change the limit here. User SSH max expiration. So this is 2 days. Because $60, yes, 60 seconds times 60 minutes is 1 hour, times 24 is 24 hours, which is 1 day, times 2 is 2 days. We will instead do 3 days. I'm actually in a weird file right now, but this is backend helpers, so we'll find it in our code base. Helpers, no. Copr helpers backend should be somewhere, or common helpers. That's the question. Common helpers. Okay, it's here. Times 3. That should be fine. Let me check the original build once again. So yeah, it failed after 2 days. So how long this would take? Do we have any builds in this project that succeeded? Nothing succeeded. Okay. So do we even want to go 4 days? Let's do 3 days. Come on. Increase the user SSH builder max expiration to 3 days. Cochrane was trying to debug the following build. Maybe let's copy this whole thing but 42 days wasn't enough for the package to build. So it got timeout that and terminated with it will be in the different, it will be in the backend log. So let's remove this. This is garbage, this is garbage. Okay, so git push. We should have 2 commits in our branch. Okay, so my plan, we are done here because we figured it out and we already worked for an hour and 12 minutes, so this is good enough for today. I mean, it would be nice if it was good enough for today. The recording is good enough for today. I'm going to work for another, couple of hours at least. So we are done with this video. After the recording, I'm going to write the person and apologize that I misunderstood the original report and ask him to submit the build again and ask him if 3 days instead of 2 will be enough. And if yes, I will hotfix this value on the backend server. And we will see. Hopefully it will be enough time for him. If not, we will increase it to 4 hours and 4 days and hopefully that will be enough. The problem is we need to adjust this value correctly before the build starts, because the value is read when starting to build, and therefore we cannot see if that it's running 2 days and that okay, we need 1 more. We are fucked by then. So we need to set it correctly before starting the build. So yeah, I will, and I will also try to explain to him my understanding of the issue and have him either say that I will try to get an acknowledgement from him that okay, I understand the issue correctly, or I will try to or to give me a pointer to what he did that actually was a problem. yeah, so that's it. Kind of sad there wasn't any actual programming today, or at least in this video, hopefully in another one. So, okay, see you, bye bye.